it's me, Erin. Thanks for joining us on the More Love podcast. Do not tell Rebecca, but this podcast is about empathy. She likes people to think she's dead inside, but the truth is she's a big-time feeler who has truly helped me uncover that empathy is my superpower. Oh, here she comes.
Hey, bestie.
Hi, love.
What are you doing?
Oh, just getting ready to host a podcast.
A podcast? About what?
Life. Our life as best friends, who are more like sisters.
Ah, yay! I love us, and I can't wait to share our stories with the world.
Especially the ones that involve us pushing each other, right? To be our most authentic selves.
Oh, man. Okay.
It finally happened, you guys.
What, you took a good shit?
Oh, well, no, but that was a good one.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually a fun game. It
right.
finally happened, you guys. We'll fill in the blank. What do you think it was?
You won your lawsuit.
Oh, no. Oh, that
okay.
would have been great,
Okay.
too. Oh,
Okay.
that would have been great.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're finally getting paid for jobs you're doing?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
okay.
Still free, still free. This is fun.
You had a weekend getaway with your family and didn't kill each other?
But kind of.
Oh, okay,
But that wasn't
okay.
this one.
Oh,
but
okay,
yeah, that
okay.
did happen last week.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a 3-day successful trip.
Holy! After you swore off family time last
I know.
year.
Well, we did go with Nina and Laura, so I feel like
there's
it
a
was
little buffer.
Yeah, there was
Little
a
buffer.
massive,
Okay.
and they're very conscientious,
Yeah,
so they're
yeah.
very like, let's caretake.
But you haven't passed the test of the threesome family. Okay,
No, I don't think we're doing that.
That's banned for life.
I think
Okay.
we're all
Excuse me?
set with that. Yeah.
What'd
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah. Okay, let me think of something else. It finally happened.
Oh, this is so fun. It finally happened, guys. You got anything, Scott?
You had a solid bowel movement?
Oh, we already did that.
Well, where you been, Scott?
Sorry.
Oh, you see, he's not patched in.
Did you say that? Oh.
Yeah,
Rebecca.
He heard threesome and came in.
Rebecca.
That was my first guess. You took
already
a
did
poop.
This impacts
You
all of
can
us.
wear a bra from a normal department store.
Oh, yeah, that is
Oh, wait.
true.
It impacts all of us.
That-
It has something to do with the podcast.
Oh, it impacts all of us.
Impacts all of us.
Oh, that's a very different hint.
Yeah, sorry. That was my next level.
finally happened.
We hit a level on our downloads that
Really
we
great,
might get
really great
a
guess.
sponsorship.
Oh,
You got an email from a
I
listener.
don't think we're there yet.
Oh.
Okay, we're getting closer.
Okay.
Somebody recognized you at the Goodwill?
Stop! But it was out in public?
Oh, it was in public, you guys.
Stop it.
It was not at the Goodwill. I can't wait. This happened. Twice. It happened twice. Okay? So I was at a wedding this weekend.
Okay.
Here
So
I
random.
am just eating my chicken, whatever.
Chicken franche?
Chicken.
Wedding chicken.
The wedding
Wedding
chicken.
chicken.
I'm eating my
Wedding
wedding chicken.
Okay. Where
And
was the wedding?
I'm like this.
Where was the wedding?
Hilton.
Okay.
Okay.
So not in your stomping grounds.
Nope.
But okay, so that makes it even
not
different.
in your stomping grounds either.
No, and
or
whose wedding?
Scott's.
Whose wedding?
Darlene.
Oh, Darlene got married.
Yep.
Stop
Yep.
it.
Darlene got married. I officiated.
I never
came
thought
out of
that
retirement.
Darlene would get married
Wow.
ever.
Yeah.
I don't know Darlene.
She doesn't even know Darlene.
So wait a minute. You came out of retirement.
I came out of retirement.
Okay.
To officiate their wedding.
And okay, now based
Wait,
on
you officiated a wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
she's
awesome.
officiated a bunch of
I've
them.
officiated a bunch of weddings. Then I went into retirement.
Too much in demand.
Yeah.
Too much in
I
demand.
was like, it's just becoming a part-time job
Right,
here.
right.
Right. And so
Right, you gotta
then
raise
I
your
was like,
fees.
I'm in retirement. I'm not doing it
By
anymore.
the power vested
Yes.
in me by the
Yes.
state of New York and the
By
More
the state
Love
of New York
podcast.
and the More Love podcast.
Just a funny side note.
pronounce
I
you
didn't realize
pre-divorce.
I didn't realize that she was not officiating Nina and Laura's wedding. And did I put in our cruise Amazon shopping cart the outfit from Princess Bride?
the clergy outfit.
Knowledge.
And she's like, "What is this?" I go, "Aren't you officiating the wedding?" She's like, "No, I'm standing up as their like witness." I'm like, "Oh, you can't wear
And
that."
even if I was, could you imagine if I had that hat?
You would have to. That is hilarious. It's hilarious. Anyway, so okay.
my God.
So I'm deducting. I'm
Yeah.
letting
Okay.
the public understand.
Okay.
So. Darnell. I have Darnell on my mind. Darlene and you worked together many years ago
Yes.
at Brockport.
Yes.
And so the likelihood that you're still in contact with many of the same people.
Oh, yeah.
Would be, I mean, this is years ago. This is
20.
Right.
15, 20 years
so
ago.
I'm trying to paint a picture of this isn't like a reunion of all your good friends. Of course, they would recognize you.
Here's who I knew at the wedding.
Okay.
Darlene and Ken, who were getting married.
The bride and groom.
Yes. Darlene's 3 children.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Who are like, young adults.
Yep. Young 20-ish, adults. And Mark.
Oh, okay.
Who was my wedding date. Yep. And I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay. Yeah. Those should make sense. Okay. So
pretty sure that's it.
the people in the room.
And there was about 90 people there.
Okay. So small. Okay. All right. So there we go.
Okay.
So you're eating your wedding chicken.
My wedding chicken.
Okay.
Go ahead, have my wedding chicken. Boop, boop, boop.
You know what it was? It was the voice of the officiating that somebody went, I know that voice.
I mean, that probably could have been it.
I know that voice. I know the cadence. I know the tone. That was it.
First woman came up to me first, because this happened twice.
Okay.
She came up to me and she said, "You one of the co-hosts of the More Love podcast?"
Stop it right now.
Mark, this is Mark. Mark's like,
wait a minute. I know Darlene's
not
on,
even there.
but I know Darlene's on Facebook, but I don't think, has she like said, hey guys, listen to this?
No.
Hilarious.
I mean, I'm sure she's told her friends, right? But like, maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
She
She's never like
cannot even
posted.
attend a wedding in Hilton without people
No,
bothering her.
can't.
That's right, you guys.
Can't
I
even.
don't want you to be jealous. This is why I'm bringing you in on it, because
So you're mid-chicken sitting at your assigned seat.
no, not a sign. I got to pick my seat.
Oh.
Yep. I picked my seat
Fucking
mid chicken.
VIP.
Shovel in.
Okay. And she says, are you one of the hosts of,
The More Love podcast.
did you,
Spit my chicken out.
I mean, were you like,
I'm like, oh my God, yes. She's like, I freaking love you guys.
stop
Love you guys. I listen to every show.
session?
Yeah. That should have corrected her. You mean session? And she's like, you guys are hilarious. I absolutely love your show. Keep doing what you're doing. It is hilarious. I absolutely love it. It's like a pick me up during the
Did you
week.
say, how many
That's what
friends
she
have you
said.
told about the show?
Right? But that's what somebody said the other day. They're like, you don't listen to this to try to go to bed.
Oh my God, Saranda. Saranda says to me,
Is she the HR lady?
no, she is UNYCC. She runs UNYCC.
She's a eunuch?
So she says to me, I got a testimonial for you. She's like, here's your quote for your Google review. Do not listen to this podcast before you're going to bed. And then I'm like, oh no. Here I'm thinking, because we talked
we're
about
offensive.
some pretty intense things, right?
Yeah. Because we're too
And
offensive.
sometimes we get into it, right? And she's like, for 2 reasons. Number one, you guys talk about things that make me think a lot about, oh, how does that relate to my life? Or, how does that impact different things that are going on for me? She's like, but number 2, she said, I will be turned away from my partner in bed, right? Like my right ear on the pillow. And I have you guys under the pillow on my on my little app.
Yeah.
And she's like, and then I start laughing and all I have is like boom, 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 like of my head hitting on the pillow. And then I'm laughing. So the whole bed is moving. And then my partner is like, what is happening
need to
over there?
take it
She's
in the
"I'm
other room."
Sorry. Because she's like, you just laugh too much.
funny.
I cannot stop myself from laughing.
What a great
She's like, so-
tagline.
I know.
More
Yeah.
love. Don't listen to us in bed.
So
is
that
pretty
was
funny.
the first thing that happened. Okay. Talk to her. Every time I would see her then after, she'd be like, like celebrity status.
But you didn't think to say,
Mark.
how did you recognize?
No.
I need to know.
Mark was losing his mind.
And I
Mark
finally
is
met,
like,
I
are
finally
you
met Mark.
kidding me?
I finally met Mark.
Yes,
You
Scott
did?
finally met
finally
Mark.
met Mark.
Oh, okay.
Scott
Yeah.
came over. He was doing a video shoot for me in my living room. That sounded weird, but
And we let Mark and
and then Mark
Carter
came
watch.
in, and so he really met Mark.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, because now that we're talking about the, oh man. Go ahead, anyway. Continue. Continue.
You're going to show the
I'm
picture
gonna-
because this is so hilarious.
Don't find the picture.
This is so hilarious. Okay, so every time Mark was beside himself. Mark was like, I cannot believe it. We don't know her. I said, we don't know her. He's like, She knows you, though. She knows you from the podcast.
Apparently.
I said, I know. And he's like, this is incredible. So there we are. Now we're after the chicken. Now maybe we're onto the cake. Here I am going to eat some cake.
Same seat, or have you moved?
Same seat.
Okay.
Someone else comes up to me.
Okay, because we all know you ain't dancing.
No.
Yeah, right.
No.
Where am I?
No.
Middle of the floor.
Every time someone tried to get me to dance, I pulled up my glass of wine, like, just finishing this first. But I never finish a glass of wine. So I'm just sitting there. Never.
No, but if I was there, we'd be leading the conga line.
Oh, yeah. Right.
All day long.
True. Yep. I just like to sit back, watch, observe. That's a great song. His great moves. That's really great, guys.
One hop this
keep
time.
it up.
2 hops.
Keep it up. Great
To the
job,
left.
guys.
Yeah, right.
To the right.
Yeah.
So here I am, mid cake.
Okay.
Woman comes over. Different woman, completely different
What
woman.
kind? I need to know what kind of cake.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
I
Wedding
think it was
cake.
white cake from Wegmans.
Oh,
White with white.
it's probably my favorite one, the ultimate cake.
Yeah.
That is
delicious.
my favorite cake of all time. Do I buy
Delicious.
it and decorate
Just
on top
eat
of
it?
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
yeah, just eat it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just eat it yourself. Yeah, that's fine. So here I am, mid cake bite this time.
Okay.
Woman comes over and she's like, I don't want to admit this, but I've been on your website during the reception part of the wedding, and I've had to stop reading
website?
the timeline.
Oh, our podcast
I've
website.
had to stop reading the timeline because I am losing my mind.
The timeline is really funny.
cracking up.
And it's all true.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell Rebecca. She wants everyone to read the timeline. She loves the timeline. The only thing she cares about that website is the timeline. And she's like, the part about the colonoscopy. And then I start laughing. Here's Mark again. Mark is...
I don't even know if Mark knows that real story. Because Mark wasn't around.
He said... What about the colonoscopy?
Because he wasn't involved in our lives then.
But we just talked about it on a recent podcast,
That's
right?
Right.
So now they'll know the whole story. But she is like, I had to stop reading it because I was laughing so hard at inappropriate times in the wedding that I had to stop. She's like, it's hilarious.
You know what's fascinating to me is that if Mark wants to learn more about his wife, he can listen to the podcast.
That's right. It's that simple.
It's true.
That's simple.
100% true.
But then again, here's the deal with Mark. The difference between Mark and Philip. Mark is all about gossip, details. Like he's all
he loves it.
So if Erin and I are together, Mark's ass is right there.
Oh, yeah. He is.
Right there. He's
and here he
deeped up. Right.
He's
on his phone. He's on his phone pretending like
he's not paying attention.
But
and then we are in the well. Rebecca and I are in the well of all of the stuff.
Right.
And then Mark occasionally will pop up with like, wait, quick clarification question. So, right. And we're like, we didn't even know Mark was
And Philip is next door with Erin's parents.
Yeah.
Every time. He could give two shits about what we're doing.
He doesn't care.
And he is all in with John and
He
Ellen.
wants to talk to John and Ellen.
All day
He's
long.
over talking to John and Ellen for hours. We're like, Philip, can we put up the Christmas tree? It's like, I'll be over in a minute.
Right.
45 minutes later.
All right. So let's go back to the video shoot. We were at your house doing a video shoot for...
and we're doing the video shoot a second time.
Yeah, we're doing it a second time because
Cole hated my first take of this video.
Is that the guy that we interviewed?
Yeah. Cole
I don't like him.
When I
don't like
say
him.
hated.
You don't like him?
No, I don't like him because he doesn't like anything that she does. And it pisses me off because I think she was fine.
Well, she
wasn't
did have a really
fine.
bad marketing idea, but that's okay.
I
We'll
wasn't
let that
fine
go.
the first time.
What do you mean?
This was me in the video. Hey there.
Like angry?
Your website?
No,
Not
see,
good.
that's not true. Yeah, that's how you're perceiving it. But I think you did a great job.
I'll show you.
And
it
the
wasn't
one
good.
that we did at your house was
It
even
wasn't
better.
good. Now the one we did at our house, I will have to disagree with Colton. That's the best I got. I don't have
That's what I'm
anything
saying.
other than
I'm like,
what I did
I'm
there.
like, what does he want? Does he want you to? It's like, hey, I want you to go out there and do
This is
some
for your
some
class?
figure skating.
No, this is for Concern Center.
Oh.
Yeah, we're
It's
doing
like a
different
commercial
video.
or what?
we did the class
this
too.
is
video for
She
Concern
knocked the
Center.
class out of the park.
I'm like,
she
why?
crushed
Wait,
that.
wait.
Did
No,
that too.
I'm thinking in
Did
my
that
mind.
too.
why is Colt judging your classroom videos? That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you had him review
And then here was your second
classroom
thought.
videos.
We've talked about this. We are doing 30% work on this, right? So you're like, we've talked about this.
What are we doing?
Is anyone judging anything?
Right.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
they
It's
are not
hilarious.
full board. Okay, so this was work
So
related.
back to, this is concern
This one was
center.
concern center
Okay,
related.
so he didn't like it.
So
it wasn't
so
it.
here's-
He didn't
here's
like
a
the
shot,
first one.
Here's a shot of Erin doing.
I
doing
saw
your-
that online.
right?
That's hilarious.
And
I can see
that's
it.
It's kind of like a little blurred. So when I saw that, I actually tapped the dog so you could see the dog, and then I got a close up where you could
really funny.
you could actually see the poop coming out.
That is really
Of-
funny. I mean,
listen, you know I live on over an acre
I know.
of land.
and that thing had to do it right there.
I live on over an acre of land, and she perfectly framed herself
Right.
in that picture window. Right, just
Mid-fill.
complete. Let me take a massive dump.
Yep.
Right here.
That's how she feels about the stitch.
She's
That's
like,
it.
excuse me,
And then
I'm
your-
still
And
here.
then your dutiful parents go out with the bag and pick it up.
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't get a picture of them because we were busy.
No.
Probably within 30 seconds of it happening.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't- I know.
Absolutely.
It wasn't resting by the time they were out there. It
Oh
was
no!
still
I'm
like
surprised.
in
I'm
mid-fill.
surprised Ellen wasn't there with
No.
a pie plate, just catching it.
Yeah. That's right.
Right, I mean-
first steam hadn't even come off
Right,
that turd
right,
yet, and
right.
she's like, "And here I am."
It's almost
Yeah.
like she's got a detector on her watch that's like dogs in the yard, dogs
yeah.
in the
yeah.
yard.
dogs outside.
Yep.
Near. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So Cole
That
hated
was
it
too much. He hated the first one
because
The
of what you
second
said, what you
one-
look like, how you
It
delivered.
was my delivery. It was my delivery.
Okay.
Now, to be fair, you and I would have both said, not your best performance.
Okay.
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 But then Karasoff got their hands on it because I had sent it to them because they're doing some video work for me. And then the whole thing came back and it just wasn't it. Just the whole thing wasn't it.
Okay.
So then I show it to Colt. Colt's like, that ain't it. Okay. He said a couple other choice things.
Okay.
But mostly he was like, I don't want an actor anywhere near this brand because nothing that you do is inauthentic. He's like, but what happens to you when you get on camera is that you just freeze. And like, I can't recite things. I get too much in my head.
Well, that's
right?
why-
Like, this has always been a problem for
But that's
me.
why usually I'll sit on the other side and we just have you
Right.
just talk to me and then
that's-
I respond with my
Right.
facial expressions
Right.
and then you read off of them and I'm like,
Absolutely. And so what do you think he said after the second one that we did?
Call Rebecca?
He said, get Rebecca and me at your house and I'm going to interview you. And I'm going to ask you the questions, and you're just going to respond in a natural, way.
So yeah,
That's what I said to do.
It's a one take scenario. In
I
that
said
case.
to do that.
You did?
Yes. I said
Who
what-
was going to do the
I said,
interviewing?
It doesn't matter who does the interview, as long as someone's asking you the questions and you're answering.
Why can't I ask you the questions?
You can.
You
Oh.
can.
Whoever you're most comfortable with talking to. But
Great. Are
that's
we doing it after this? Can we do it right here?
Dude, I was kind to do it again. I don't know if I can do it a third time.
Oh, we
yeah,
got to
no.
do it again?
Yeah, he did it a first time, and then the second time, he's like, "Let's just give you a retake." That's all right. It's fine. Just come on in. We'll give you a retake.
Oh.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm using that one that we did with Scott because I actually really like it. I think it was
Well, if you
really
like it,
good.
you're the most judgy
and
of judgy.
I am the worst
For yourself,
right?
yeah.
Will we do another one? Yeah,
Okay.
sure. We'll do a separate one and for a whole different video. We'll do that one as like a back and forth, right? But
Well, now you know the secret sauce.
right. Apparently, it's not just me being on camera ever. And that's okay, right? Because we all have strengths. And acting would never have been one of mine, ever. Nor just being on camera was not great. Why can I do this? Because I'm talking to you.
Because it's a conversation.
I'm not being like, hi,
Right,
thank
right.
you so much.
And it's like-
and then I'm like, that sounded like an airplane stewardess.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can't
Now,
do it.
the other thing that you have to keep in mind is that so you're viewing this coming from a position of knowing you, okay, just like anyone else who knows you is watching this and saying, "Oh my God, that's so not Erin." Someone who doesn't know you is going to watch that and go, "Okay, that's
Well, true. That is true.
you know."
However,
she's
And
seen
when
also-
it's your own brand,
No, I get it.
you know,
wanna
it's a
be-
very different thing. Like working for someone else and doing, you know, whatever.
Part of the allure
right.
of Concern Center and the podcast and my Instagram and whatever
Correct.
is that Erin is Erin.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And so when Erin is just a person who's reading a script and seems delightful and fine and easy to get along with, that's great. But part of what makes the magic of Concern Center and the podcast and the Instagram and my Brockport classes and whatever is the personality that comes into that. And I think that's what Colt has said all along is you are the brand of these things. People buy into you.
Right.
They don't buy into I love Concern Center. He's
Well,
like, I
that's
don't
why-
care if you never talk about Concern Center ever.
That's why John Vroman's groups are always
right.
so successful.
Right.
Because he's
It doesn't matter what
No,
he's
it's
selling
the
Cutco
essence,
knives.
it's the
He can be
brand,
selling
it's the-
front row dads. He
right.
can be
It's
selling
the
a charity.
aura,
It doesn't
the essence.
matter.
It's the I need to learn and hear more and be a part of whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I want to go back to your wedding recognition. So I didn't think that now that you told that story, this is sort of like that. So last weekend soccer ended and we had all the parties. And what's so funny is I never go to any of Taylor's games because I'm always at Sawyer's. So I show up and people are probably like, "Oh, Taylor, you have a mom?"
Oh,
Number
right,
one.
because it's usually
wow.
Philip who's
Right.
bringing her.
He's
right.
like, they're like, "Wow, you have a mom." Then, so we're all the parents are sitting in a circle, you know, eating, drinking beers, whatever. And I'm just being me.
yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
borderline.
Yeah.
And one of the guys who I've known for a little while, who I don't see often, he's like, "You still got that podcast?" And this other rando goes, "You got a podcast?" And I go, "Yeah." People bust out their phones.
Stop. Welcome to our new
Right.
listeners from
Right.
the soccer team.
Thank you.
Thanks for being
But
here.
It was so funny. And then, yeah, it's just really interesting to me when people bring up things. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not that they, not the same type of recognition,
Yeah.
but you know.
What
Yeah.
about
Oh,
my
yeah.
what about my post about your Brockport videos? What did Todd Youngman say?
Who's Todd Youngman?
We don't know.
It's a
right?
fan?
We
Todd
don't know.
Youngman
He's
is-
a fan, and he said about my Brockport classes, and I quote. So Scott was like, "Erin's coming in to do her asynchronous.
Oh, this was a
classroom,
promo
whatever."
from Scott.
Yes.
To promote Rock Talks?
yes.
Oh.
It was like, if you're a professor and you're doing any asynchronous online classes, come in. We have a setup for you. You know, it's really easy. I did, 6 or 7 classes, Scott, in probably an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it
Crushed.
was. But now, to be fair, I spent a ton of time prepping for
Yeah.
them in advance.
That's
right.
very
So
well
it
prepared.
didn't, whatever. But
Yeah.
So Scott had posted that on the RockVox site and then also shared it personally. And it was like, Erin came in and she did these classes for asynchronous. And if you're a professor who needs any whatever, blah, 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 blah. Scott got this picture of me, which just so we're clear, looks like I'm in the wax museum. For sure. I've never in my life looked like I'm more in a wax museum than this picture. It was, I zoomed in on it and I'm like, that is full on Madame Tussauds. Is that what her name is? Madame whatever.
Yes.
Wax
I don't know.
museum.
Okay. Ripley's Believe It or Not is all I know. But
right,
anyway, okay.
Right.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, under that, Todd Youngman,
Todd Youngman.
we don't know him,
Okay, Todd.
says, "Oh, but is it as funny as her podcast?"
Stop it.
You know what?
What?
Do you know where Todd Youngman works? Comedy at the Carlson.
What's that?
Oh, stop it. Oh,
that
my
a
God.
comedy
All of
club?
a sudden, listen to me. We're going to do stand up.
I mean, we're just
Slow
a show.
down. Slow down.
So
Live.
No,
basically,
but-
we're doing stand up
It's a
now.
podcast
Thank
live.
you,
It's a
everyone,
live
for
podcast
coming.
at the Comedy Club.
A
We
live
could totally do that.
We totally could.
do that. I think we should do that.
I mean, that's my type of thing. That's
would
not
have
this
to be on
empathy
a
stuff. This
Wednesday,
is like, it's so random. Okay. Rando Wednesday.
Okay.
Well, no,
Make sure it's
because that's-
Wednesday.
Definitely needs to be
'Cause
on a
that's when
Tuesday.
you-
Maybe next Tuesday.
No, because that's what because it's a working comedy club. You're never going to be able to get a Friday or a Saturday. That's where the big names come in.
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. I don't know what type of podcast you think you're swinging here.
Next week
but
we
yeah.
come in, we're like, guess what, Scott? We got
Yeah,
Friday at
guess
9
what?
p.m.
Friday and Saturday, Scott.
Hey, I'm all for goals. I'm all for goals.
Well,
Let's make it happen.
So then Todd, we've never met Todd.
I know.
Todd thinks we're freaking
He
funny.
does.
Oh, thanks,
He's
Todd.
mentioned it to me quite a few times.
Thanks, Todd.
He said, what does he say? Like, who are those 2 blonde girls that are always laughing?
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah, right. Well, I am
Dildy and Dildo.
I might be one Tweedledoo and Tweedledoo frickin' not. So I might be one step closer to getting us there.
Great.
Thanks to the Renaissance Festival.
Oh, what'd you do
Went
there?
to that yesterday.
Oh, okay, you
Went
dressed
to
up as a hoe? What do they call them?
No, a
A
wench.
wench.
Yep,
Okay,
yep,
okay.
not a hoe.
Oh,
yep,
okay. It's 'cause you don't have any boobs anymore.
That word didn't come out for a real long
You
time.
can't do it anywhere. You're
Yeah, right.
flat-chested.
Yeah, right. I go to do the push-up and people are like, okay. No, so here I am. They had some new shows at the Renaissance Festival. One of them
Can't
was
wait.
this really great juggler.
Oh.
Juggling Jeff.
Okay.
Okay.
What does he juggle?
He also spun plates.
Okay.
Okay. So because he had asked all these kids to come up on stage, he had them all spinning plates. And he
Okay.
didn't tell them what to do with that. They just, essentially, he was going to teach them how to do certain things with these plates.
Okay.
Well, the girl who was first in line had other plans.
Oh.
So he is spinning this plate on her thing and he goes off to do something else. And she turns to the kid next to him and she passes him the plate.
Oh, God. Was he like taken off?
Nope. He's like, I got this. And then
Wow.
the kid next to that, he takes it, hands it to this kid.
So this
all
was
of a sudden-
nonverbal, like, we're just doing
They
this.
just did it. The man, juggling Jeff,
He's back
turns
turned.
around and he's like, what are these kids doing? These kids are freaking passing the plate down the line, right?
That's pretty
He's
good.
like, this is incredible.
Okay.
So they pass it down. There's this little girl, Junapia or something was her name, and she's holding a sword.
Okay.
And so they get to that she's got to be like 4 years old.
She's
right?
holding the sword that
She's holding
going
a
to get
sword.
the plate
It's her turn to get the plate. So everyone's like, okay, all right, we got this.
which is not even part of the
This is
plan.
great. No, none of us had this in the plan at all.
Okay.
So then the kid passes the plate to her and she gets it. Crowd goes freaking wild. Crowd is like, yes, whatever.
Yeah.
This man is like, what is happening right now? He's like, this is incredible. He's
got a whole new
losing
show.
his mind. He's like, I cannot believe that this is happening right now. Right. He's losing his mind.
Okay.
He's very like new age in terms of his conversations and the types of things he's saying. So he's saying things like, I'm going to help you kids at the very end learn how to do this. And the first thing that I'm going to do is ask for consent. Is it okay for me to touch your hands? Is it okay for me to touch your shoulder? Is it okay for, right? And it's really important that we, right? So he's throwing in those kind of like newer things that people are talking about just very seamlessly, into the show, which was really great. So because he was so impressed by these kids, and he really very heartfelt was like, this is incredible. I think I'm going to, have this be a part of our show moving on.
Yeah.
I'm so touched by
Talk
this,
about
the
empowerment.
magic that these kids just
Yeah.
took it upon themselves to do it. Like, I love that.
It also goes to show that kids can do more than we think they can.
Oh, yeah. And that they have their own minds. They're going to do
Wait.
whatever they're going to do
Kids
anyway.
have their own minds
Oh, yeah.
and they can do things.
Oh, yeah. A lot of things. And so he then says, because he was so excited about this happening, that we all got a free postcard. So at the Renaissance Festival, because they're all artists and artisans in some way of their craft, sometimes people give out signature buttons. Sometimes people give out signature,
Like a little token.
whatever is
Pertinent to
on time.
Yeah.
Like no one's handing out a QR code for something, right? Because it's the Renaissance. So he sends out these
But then again,
postcards.
he did talk about consent.
True. All right. So that was not happening during the Renaissance.
He could have had the QR code and no one would have said shit.
Not happening during the Renaissance at all. So he hands out these postcards, and Aria and Carter went up. They got them. They brought it back. Aria put it in front of me, and I was looking at it. And on the back of this postcard, it talks about him being a talent manager.
Stop it. You emailed that right away.
But sure as shit I did. Sure as shit
Here's our
I did.
timeline.
Where is? Oh, here it is. Right here. Okay. Jeff Marsh, juggler, magician. Juggler, magician, puppeteer, clown,
Yeah, that's exactly who you want representing
act,
your.
consultation, and talent agent.
Act consultation. Like he reviews your act and then gives you feedback?
Maybe.
Okay.
Here's a picture of him balancing a broom with a chair with a wash bin on top of it. Because,
Wait, is that from his website or live?
Nope, he did this live.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep,
okay.
this was one of the things that he did.
Okay.
Okay. And so I have the phone number here, the email, and the .com.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, I'm 100% going to reach out to Jeff.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, excuse me, talent manager.
I was at the show where the kids took over.
Agent. I was absolutely at the show where the kids took over your show. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious. I got this podcast and I was just wondering, what does someone who is a said talent agent do for people? Mm-hmm. So this has opened up a whole big can of worms for me.
Why, you wrote back?
Of I'm writing it today when I get home.
You are our assistant, Marianne.
Well, Marianne's probably going to write it.
Okay.
Yeah, Marianne's going to write it.
Just checking.
Yeah. I'm going to tell Marianne, here's what I need it to be, and then Marianne's going to do it.
I'm sorry to derail for just 2 seconds. Speaking of the timeline, how many times I've tried to copy it and put it into Marianne or give it to Marianne? That sounds really bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to give it to Marianne?
I need to give it to Marianne to do something. Do you have that written in any other format that I can copy it?
No, I did it all in the website.
Okay.
You can't. Can you send pictures to Marianne? Images?
Great question.
Like
we'll talk about that
screenshots?
offline. But
Okay.
that's a good.
Okay.
That's a good
Thank you.
alternative.
Thank
The
you.
other thing I was going to ask
Well,
you to
can
do.
we pause for a minute
I know.
and realize
the
that
fact that you
Erin
just had
actually thought of something that was outside of
that was
of
really
the norm?
good. That was really good. The other thing I was thinking, I was going to email your web guy and say, can you pull it from the back?
Oh, yeah.
And just give it to me.
Alex will probably be able to do that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, here's my thought. Love to get your thoughts on this, Scott. I don't know what a talent manager is because I've never had a talent that anyone gave a shit about. And so I'm wondering if people who are in talent management are essentially people who find talent and then they go and whore that talent out.
Almost like a PR rep
to whomever might be interested in said talent.
That's pretty accurate. I mean, depending on.
Now, I don't know if Juggling Jeff is the right fit.
I mean, if
for
you
what
want to
we're
start doing
here.
live podcasts at Renaissance festivals, that might be he might be your guy.
He does 400 shows a year.
at the Renaissance.
Nope, all over.
Yeah, I mean, jugglers and guys like that, you know, they keep working.
Well, they do like, you know, when you're in Quincy Market and the guy is rando, like that. Yeah.
But when you say
You know what
that
I'm
you're
talking
a talent manager, talent whatever, in my mind, you know some people who might know some people.
But it depends. Like a lot of times he's a clown. So he might be, his specialty might be like jugglers and clowns and stuff like that. So yeah, he's a talent manager. So if you're a clown, you say, I need a manager. And they go, yeah, let me hook you up with these people. They're doing that.
Do we fit in at Barnum and Bailey?
And you go,
absolutely.
Let's ask this clown to manage us.
Now, this is a question that is not going to come off correctly.
Okay.
This is not going to come off right.
Okay.
So
these are my favorite questions.
When someone is talent managing a clown, okay, where are we going?
Well, the first video I want to see in the repertoire is, can you fit into the clown car?
Right.
I mean, there has to be
How do you
evidence.
look in those shoes? Right.
What's your face look like? Are you looking like that Wayne guy?
The what?
The guy, the murderer of all the
John
kids who were
Wayne
dressed as
Gacy?
John Wayne Gacy. Do you look like him?
Yeah, right.
Like,
right.
Or
right.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, or it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
Pennywise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you feedback on your look.
But like when we're whoring out the clown talent, like where does that go? You know, like what are so I think birthday parties, I think, right? But like, is that, we really need that to be managed by a talent manager?
I mean, think of it. Let's say you had an event and you're like, you know what would be great? Let's get a clown. How the hell do we get a clown?
We Google, need a clown for my kid's birthday party.
And then there's a lot of times it's a service. So they have clowns, they have magicians, they have do card tricks and all that kind of stuff.
So this man, Jeff the Juggler, certainly has some type of promotional skills.
Now, here's the thing.
If I were to ask him, tell me about your talent management, how do you do it? And then tell me how you've been successful. Like, show me some numbers of how you've been successful.
Well, yeah, that's
right?
how you would interview someone before you hired them.
So in his card, in what order is talent manager listed in his?
Absolute last.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%
So-
last. It's actually 2 after clown.
Yeah. So not being an
Whatever.
expert on the subject, I would say if he was a really successful talent manager, he would have that first.
Oh, excuse me. It says talent agent.
Oh, talent agent.
Yeah, that's maybe different.
So that's actually more accurate. That's actually, he is definitely out getting gigs for people as opposed to a manager will oftentimes, yeah, right. Oftentimes,
he's like, let me check
coach you
out
and
these
stuff.
gigs for Erin and Rebecca. Well, it looks like I got a podcast now. I cannot with your pictures. Oh God, back in June. So okay, so maybe it's not juggling Jeff. I don't know. I'm going to contact him. I liked his personality. I thought maybe he'd be a good person to talk
Never
to.
know.
Right?
You never know.
However, what I do think is that this concept, in theory, of a talent agent is incredibly important because where we are at in this point of the podcast is we've brought the talent. Now it needs promotion, connection, integration into someone with the vision for, right? All of these, whatever, of which I have 0.00 relationships or experience knowing where that goes from there. And my understanding from Elvis is that when you work with a talent agent,
Who's Elvis? Like, I listened to Elvis Duran and I just went to that. I'm
no.
like, you know him?
No.
Why the fuck
No.
are we on the radio?
right?
Okay, Elvis. The king.
Yeah, the
Okay,
king.
okay,
The king.
okay.
His talent agent basically just
The
made
Colonel?
money off of, the gigs. Now, to be fair, he also drove Elvis right into the damn ground.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he didn't care about Elvis's mental health, physical health,
And he-
drug health.
Elvis got like 50%. What was the deal he made with Elvis?
Oh, it was
was
incredible.
ridiculous.
It was at least 50%. Yeah, it was.
talent
it was
managers
crazy.
get like 15.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
They get a portion. Yeah.
Sure. But, or, this is where business Erin comes in. You can get an increased percentages based on how much you book in terms of revenue.
It should be bonuses, but
Sure. Right. So, we can develop that kind of structure. But the concept was interesting because of juggling Jeff, that a talent agent for me feels like the next step in trying to understand, does this go anywhere? Does it not? What opportunities are out there that we don't have to expend any time or attention on because we don't have any relationships in this area. And then we don't have to pay this person outright. They can just get paid based on
If they
what
book anything.
opportunities come
a
up.
percentage of a booking.
No.
So then it just becomes finding the right
Did you
fit.
ask him how many
Right.
clients he's juggling?
That's phase 2, Scott.
You
phase
funny,
2.
Scott. You funny.
But in seriousness, the thing that he's doing, like for a podcast, how would you, what kind of paying gigs does a podcast get? Unless he's the kind of talent agent that can go out and get you sponsors. It's kind of a...
That's a great point. So is a talent agent someone that gets you sponsors? Is a talent agent someone who gets you on certain podcasts that are going to increase people's awareness of you?
See, that's
Is
that's
talent
PR,
agent
that's marketing, that's sales.
right? Is the talent agent someone who gets you on whatever morning show? Do they happen to know people in the radio industry who might be interested in trying you out on a Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. call-in show, right? Like these
I'm
are
still
things
working
so
on that.
so far out of my realm of understanding because this isn't, what is this, Marcom? Like whatever this is not at all. But from a marketing publication standpoint, it just seems like it has to be someone who's internal to the industry and connected, and then also someone who can get behind and really believes in what you're doing, right? And then finding that person, for me, is figuring out maybe what happens next. Because neither you nor I have the time nor the ability
Or the knowledge.
to figure out where we would even start. And you're our closest connection, Scott, but you've also been out of radio for a very long time. So,
I don't think 4 years is a long time.
I thought it was much longer than that.
I left in 2020. And technically I'm still in radio, but just in Lake Placid, which doesn't count here. But I have all of my friends are still in radio. Like I'm friends with all of the management of these radio stations. So
Well, what are you doing, Scott?
I told you I'm trying. People get
What, they don't like us?
It's not that. It's radio is full of people who are really afraid to take risks, and you have to like keep at it and keep at it. So it's like, so for instance, not to get too off the subject, but my other organization that I work with, Sobriety Sounds, we're doing a documentary about Sobriety Sounds, and one of the people that we want to get to interview is Jelly Roll. You know who Jelly Roll is?
Sure
Right?
did. Grew up in Beeville.
Did he?
Yeah, he grew up where I grew up.
In Baldwinsville?
Yeah, I grew up in Syracuse. I guess he lived a few doors down from my
shit.
husband for a certain
I
period
did
of time.
not know that. Well, anyway, so the idea was we really wanted to get him, you know, because he's sober and all that kind of stuff. And so I put it out there. And what do you know? One of my friends in radio said, "Hey, I'm really tight with his label," because it was real. The hard part was getting the message to him. How do you get a message to someone? You know,
Right. Dude, I was a wish granter for a very long time. I'm very clear about how hard it is to get anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Very
or to
clear.
get word out to someone who needs something at a certain period of time.
Right.
And, you know, just from that, I got another email from my cousin who has a foundation down in Florida. And she was like, "Hey, are you looking for financial support for your documentary?" And I have a connection to Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20. So it was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. And then there's a couple of other people that I know that I never even realized or never even thought about being a connection just because I've known them for so long. And then I'm like, oh, crap. So it's like I have to go back and really look at my list of connections and see what more I can do. It's there. I'm telling you,
that's
it's
the story
there.
of my life with being a wish granter. It's all about connections. It's about who can I talk. Yeah, that's how it was.
All this time that nothing's happening for us, you're getting better at the craft. You're getting better at the show. The show is
Rebecca wants you to keep telling her for 20 minutes all the things that she's doing really well. She loves that so much.
I just want to do a promo.
Wait,
Stop it.
I just said, okay, let's all take a minute.
Our next promo is we're going to reenact the Ghost movie, and you're going to be behind me with the clay, the molding. That's it. That's our next. Yeah, we're getting better at it. We're just gonna put getting better at our craft.
That's freaking hilarious. We have to do that. We have to do that. No.
How come I gotta be in the back?
You're the man.
Every time
You're
I
the
gotta
man.
be in the damn back. Why?
And the pottery has.
Can you even imagine a scenario where I'm the one in the front?
The pottery has to be a bust of me, though.
That's right. It's his face. It's Scott's bottom half. Does your sister have a kiln, a pottery wheel?
Make sure you're doing this.
Right?
Does your sister have a wheel?
No, she has a kiln though. We can.
The kiln. We need the wheel.
We can fire Scott's mold at the end.
Oh my
You
God,
can use
dying.
this too. If you want.
Good.
Oh yeah, good. We need that. Our little back scratcher there. Getting better at our craft.
Scratch up.
Oh my God. Oh my! See, this is exactly why we're successful. We don't need time to plan. We just come up with shit on the spot. Nailed it. All right. Are we gonna talk about empathy today?
I don't know.
It's already.
I don't know.
We got 10 minutes.
I don't know.
I thought you wanted to do a video, or is that next session?
That's next session.
Oh, okay.
That one's next.
All right, we'll talk about something
The
else.
next.
We could do some hippie boo, but
I
you
didn't
left it
bring
at
my
home. You left it at home. You didn't have that.
I do want to get a new hippie voo deck.
Oh boy.
I know. Oh, guess what? I figured out my eye situation. Remember how I can't see far away, but and they told me I needed readers.
Yeah.
I went to a different doctor. He's like, you don't need readers. You need a half prescription. Game changer.
What does that mean?
So he said you see perfectly fine up close.
Oh yeah.
And I, with my correct prescription to see far away.
Yeah.
But when I can't see the computer because now I'm old.
Yeah.
I put my distance glasses on and it makes me sick.
Oh,
and he's like, yeah, that's because
you need the no-line bifocals.
No, he said no. He said you just need a half prescription. And so he did a whole thing and he put a book up in front of, when you're on the glasses thing.
Yeah.
Getting checked.
Hate that thing.
Yep.
All right,
But he put a book up and he goes, this is how far a computer screen would be. So read Game Changer. I got my new glasses.
I still don't understand what half prescription means.
So instead of my full distance prescription, it's cut in half.
So then
isn't
can
your
you still
distance
see a
gonna be
distance?
screwed?
No, I don't wear, I can't, I wear my distance prescription only to drive and to watch TV.
Okay.
And then I wear nothing.
How far are you from the TV?
And then you wear nothing when?
I wear nothing if I'm reading or usually when I'm on the computer, but now the computer is blurry. But the computer is not like a book. Is your computer screen like here?
So he still gave you a separate half
He
prescription.
gave me a half prescription to wear reading the computer.
What was happening with the bifocals? It was too close?
I don't have bifocals. What do you mean bifocals? They
Reading glasses.
Oh my God. It was like a magnifying glass. It made me
it was
sick.
too close.
It was,
Okay,
I don't
got
need
it.
a prescription to see.
Got it.
Up close. So a
Got it.
reader would make it big.
But you still have two pairs of glasses.
I
still have 18,000 pairs of glasses.
But now I have two pairs. One for the computer.
Okay.
Game Changer.
Okay.
Game Changer. But now when I'm on the computer, I wear glasses.
Okay. They tried to get me at one point to do the no line bifocals.
Yeah, that's what Philip has.
And
Or needs to get.
I could not even walk out of the store
Because you were so sick.
because my motion sickness is so bad.
It would
was
take a
like
very long time.
I was on a boat, and the whole entire time I said, "I am sorry, I'm legit gonna vom in the trash can."
I know.
And you need to do something else.
And he
here.
said I could do that, but he's like, it's not worth it. It's going to drive you crazy. Now, I will tell you a story. Philip wears readers. He's officially old. I mean, he's way older than us.
Yeah.
Did I walk in the other day to say goodbye to him? He was in his bathroom.
Yeah.
Did I walk in on him to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Was he wearing his readers to shave his ball sack?
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
I go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He turns
He
to me.
needed
He's
to-
got him down like this.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he's got his foot up on the toilet. I
Yeah.
go, what are you doing? He's like, shaving my balls.
Yeah.
I'm like, with your readers? He's like,
yeah,
can't
you
see.
he's got to have those magnifiers on. You got to see. You can't nick. You can't nick it. You can't nick it. Yeah, I get that.
Dying.
And I see his face
Don't
right
you?
now
Don't
in
you?
this moment,
He's like,
where he's looking like this, and he's got
That's
his
exactly.
reader's half down, he's looking up.
Yeah,
Classic.
I should have said, when in Rome.
Yeah, when in Rome, sir. When in Rome.
When in Rome. Bye. Gotta go. I loved that.
Me too. Isn't empathy amazing?
Well, we're amazing. I don't know about all this empathy stuff.
That's fine. I accept you wherever you are.
Oh, God.
I love you.
I love you too.
And if you love us, please like and subscribe to More Love, the Power of Empathy podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
See you next time.